right, Dell blew past Wall Street estimates late yesterday and forecast higher than expected revenues for this year. Investors are rewarding the company. The stock is up over 7% in the pre-market. Right now, I want to welcome by telephone one of the most accurate analysts for Dell, Bloomberg Best Jim Kelleher of Argus Research. So, Jim, let me first ask you, they did well as far as beating EPS last night. They are doing well as far as the forecast for sales this year, but kind of disappointing, at least as far as the pace of profit growth for the full year.
Well, Matt, good morning. But everything in its time. You have to remember that this is a company that still is playing in the PC space, and PC average selling prices continue to decline. So they begin from a low margin base. So it is important to remember that they were able to grow their operating income, fairly substantially last year on a pro forma basis. And they are guiding for a modest increment in operating income. Really, what you're talking about here, though, is going from annual operating income, in the 6% range to maybe the 7 or 8% range. So it's not the kind of margins you see at some technology companies, but nonetheless, it's a big step up for Dell.
And a lot of the margin boost was also lower component costs. Let's step back, though, and take a look at the big picture versus its competitors, Hewlett-Packard and Acer, other PC makers that you think of as for the consumer market. Did Dell just make the right decision in aiming at businesses when it did?
Yeah, Dell has been trying to get in. It's branded as a consumer company, but it's been able to succeed in this space because to succeed in the enterprise, you have to offer a more integrated solution. So for several years, Dell has really been pushing hard to strengthen its presence in servers and what we call the x86 server market, also in storage, but principally to get out of that box-based model. Michael Dell's priority is to be seen as a solutions company, so serving the enterprise and all their needs in the modern data center. That does include what they call client, which would be the high-end PC business, but only as a kind of as part of the puzzle, as a supplement, as it were, to the server storage and services business.
Hey, Jim, Michael Dell says he's going to continue making acquisitions as part of his strategy. Any idea which companies are next in his sights?
The one reason that's kind of a tough call, they're getting ready to close the Compellent acquisition. They've made other acquisitions in that area, whether it was Equalogic a few years ago or Scale-It, Case, and Exanet. But the difficulty is that so many niche players in storage have been acquired. Some of the big names out there that are still out there, you could consider going for a virtualization player, desktop virtualization player like Citrix. But again, we're really kind of running out of major public names in this spot. So maybe you start seeing him working towards the business analytics space where IBM is so strong, or HP made a deal the other day.
All right. Hey, Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Bloomberg Best analyst Jim Kelleher of Argus Research.